Welcome to this episode of Wiki Walks, a short podcast devoted to some of the more intriguing and, who knew, articles that you can run across in the weird world of Wikipedia. I'm your host, Chris Grismer. Now, if you're listening to this, you must have an appetite for learning. You hunger for quirky, weird stories. Well, you don't know real hunger. At least, not like Angus Barbieri. You see, Angus here, in 1965, decided to give up eating. Yep, no more. Not going to do it. 382 days he gave up eating. You see, Angus was not a slight gentleman, weighing in at a stout 456 pounds, weighing more than your typical off-the-rack Kawasaki motorcycle, which, incidentally, would be unable to support a man of his carriage. Just like the rest of us, Angus felt compelled to, lose a few pounds, and he and his doctors felt that fasting was a good step towards his objective. Only a short fast was initially planned, as his medical team felt they were preferable to longer ones. But as days without food turned into weeks, Barbieri felt eager to continue the program. Absurd and risky as his goals sounded, fast over 40 days were, and still are, considered dangerous. He wanted to reach his ideal weight of 180 pounds. And, much like a starved Energizer bunny, he kept going and going and going. In what was a surprise to his doctors, he lived his daily life mostly from home during the fast, coming into the hospital for frequent checkups and overnight stays. Regular blood sugar tests, intended to demonstrate that he was somehow able to function while being exceptionally hypoglycemic, assured doctors that he really wasn't eating. Those weeks turned into months. Barbieri took vitamins on various occasions throughout the fast, including potassium and sodium supplements. He was allowed to drink coffee, tea, and sparkling water, all of which are naturally calorie-free. He said there was the occasional time he'd have a dash of sugar or milk in tea. Such a splurge, especially in the final few weeks of fasting. What probably wasn't funny at the time but amuses me is Angus's father actually owned a fish and chip shop that went out of business because Angus went on his fast. It's kind of funny. At the end of his ordeal, Barbieri tipped the scales at 180 pounds. He hit his goal weight. 5 years later, he'd still kept off almost all of the weight, weighing in at 196 pounds. So, while starvation as a treatment enjoyed some popularity in the 1960s and 70s, doctors abandoned this strategy because it was, likely to kill people, which, according to HIPAA, is suboptimal. You see, during a certain period of time, the body burns through fat and muscle, eventually causing physical changes that drastically increase the chance of a fatal heart attack. Even low-calorie diets that provide insufficient nutrition have been fatal, with autopsy reports showing the characteristic signs of starvation. In the 1971 edition of the Guinness Book of World Records, Barbieri's 382-day fast, I still can't even get over that, was recognized as the longest recorded. In 1973, Dennis Goodwin went on a hunger strike for 385 days, but he was force-fed during this period. As of 2016, Barbieri retains the record for the longest fast without solid food, 382 days. Guinness actually no longer officially endorses records relating to fasting for fear of encouraging unsafe behavior. But as Barbieri shows, the question of how long people can live without food is a complicated one. Before his first meal after the fast, he claimed to have forgotten the taste of food. For breakfast on that morning, he splurged. He had a boiled egg, a slice of bread with butter, and a cup of black coffee. According to a report published in the Chicago Tribune the next day, the Scotsman told the reporter, "I thoroughly enjoyed my egg, and I feel quite full." So next time you decide to be a little cranky because you didn't get your Cinnamon Toast Crunch this morning, just remember, you only have 381 and a half more days to go.